Welcome back, it's Smash Bros here, and in today's episode of my troll level making series, I will cover the how am I gonna end up in their troll. So the concept of this is pretty simple. There's just one obviously fake area in your level, and it seems like if you don't forcefully go into this area, it's easy to avoid, so it's not an area that you think you could end up in without doing something stupid. However, the troll is then to find a way to still force the player into this area without him expecting. So in this example, if you place the spring in the wrong place, it just gets teleported up so you cannot make it back there. And then you have to go in here. So that's one of the classic examples of a how am I going to end up in their setup. Another way of doing a setup like that is to maybe have a setup that already looks a little more suspicious, like that one right here that has this obvious on-off block above the pit. However, in those cases there are usually multiple ways to end up in this hole and not all of them are expected. So maybe the player thinks if he jumps there the on-off switch will change and he will fall into the pit. However, the first unexpected way to end up in here is to just jump into this invisible block right there, which of course is not the best troll since it's pretty lame, but the second troll is now the player maybe thinks something will happen but nothing happens. However, if he jumps up to hit that block, then the on-off switch gets hit. So what the player has to do in this section is of course to change direction once he jumps up and then get the mushroom and proceed to the next section. And now the same setup is basically used again. And in this area, there's just a twice that is set up to troll the player in a later occasion. So right here, the player just has to do basically a random blind jump, which is also not great at first glance. However, the player will figure out that he just has to run off this platform, and then he will just keep doing this every time he gets to that section. And at some point later in the level, the player gets twice into a section that looks like the other one. I mean, in that case, it's maybe revealed by that question block, but if the setup was different, maybe that wouldn't be there. So the idea is to twice the player into this area. However, when he runs off right here, he just lands right back in this area right here. So that's the basic idea behind a how am I going to end up in their setup. And that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed the video.